Do you want to see what the 277 Sig Fury does to a watermelon? Let's do it! You're not gonna believe how slow this video is. I want to see it all in slow-mo.
On this episode of MeatEater Experiments, Randall and I, local MeatEater gun nut, gun enthusiast, okay, we're going to tell you about the new 277 Fury from Sig Sauer. We're going to talk a little bit about the ballistics, but mostly we're going to get to shooting a bunch of different substrates, different mediums to see what this little sucker will do.
So most modern centerfire rifles run at around 60 to 65,000 PSI in the chamber. And this cartridge has a steel case head that allows it to go up to 80,000 PSI. That means you're getting a lot more pressure behind that projectile and it's bringing it up to a higher muzzle velocity in a shorter barrel.
Faster, more energy. What does that mean for hunters?
For hunters, so muzzle velocity is important for a few reasons. One is every bullet is designed to perform within a particular window of impact velocity. Right. So the higher the muzzle velocity you reach with a given cartridge, the further out your bullet will perform as it's supposed to, because the minimum impact velocity for your projectile is going to stretch out downrange. Second, you're going to have an incremental improvement in wind drift because that bullet is going to spend less time in flight. And then third, and this sort of works in two ways, is it's going to drop less at a given range. So if you're a guy that just wants to point and shoot and you use like the maximum point blank range philosophy, your maximum point blank range is going to extend out further because the arc of that bullet in flight is going to be more tapered. If you're someone that ranges in dials, if you are off in your ranging, right? Like say you hit a tree that's 20 yards in front of the deer you're trying to shoot. If that bullet is shooting at a flatter arc, that difference in your range to your actual target isn't going to matter as much. Whereas a cartridge that's shooting that slower is going to have more of an arc to it at that range. So if you're off by 25 yards or so, that could be a couple inches different in terms of the point of impact.
Okay, so this is the same projectile that would come out of a 270 Winchester.
Yep. Like
roughly how much faster, how much more energy are we getting from this versus the 270 Win?
If you're comparing this to your 270 Win or your grandfather's 270 Win, you're looking at maybe 150 feet per second faster out of a barrel that's 4 inches shorter. And especially if you're a guy that shoots a can, you can add 5, 6 inches with the can on the end of a rifle. So chopping 4 inches off it makes it a lot handier in the field.
Yeah, that's all I want now is the short 16 and 18 inch barrels because I'm running so many cans. All right, so there you go. There's the ballistics on the 277 Fury. Now we're gonna go get to shoot a bunch of stuff and you're gonna get to see it in extremely slow motion because we got this super high frame rate camera that's gonna capture it all. And it's gonna be wild, it's gonna be exciting. We have like wood, watermelons, ballistics gel, jugs of water. What do you think is gonna be the most exciting explosion?
I'm actually looking forward to the ballistic gel the most because you're gonna get to see what that wound cavity looks like from this 150 grain AccuBond.
Let's start with the ballistics gel then.
Lovely.
All right. He's ready. All right.
You're ready.
That's kind of what we'd expect, huh?
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, nothing's walking away from that if that happens through its lungs.
Oh yeah, no, this is a 16-inch, 10% ballistic gel. And like in the first 8 inches, there's a huge amount of damage.
Let's go look at it on the camera.
Whoa, that is wild.
I mean, that wound cavity is gigantic.
Yeah.
Does the bullet exit the frame?
Yeah.
So it still had a little bit of velocity.
Look how wide it is though. He's gonna try to catch the bullet.
Good? Yeah, it's a wonder that anything can run off 50 yards after that happens to its vitals. Let's go look at the bullet.
If you look at the neck of the case, where that projectile came out of, I mean, it's probably twice the surface area there, so, or at least a caliber and a half expansion. That's a lot of surface area.
Oh yeah.
Pushing through an animal.
Ballistics gel is interesting, but it's just not that realistic. But now they make ballistics gel that they try to replicate realism in animals. So now we have a ballistics gel with half a vital in it.
I don't know what exactly that lung is made out of or these bones, but it will give us a sense of like when a projectile impacts bone, what a bullet does in terms of moving things around inside the animal, not just penetration and wound channel.
Shoot away.
Oh my God.
Oh, they even got fake blood in there.
There's blood in there. Did you see that?
We're gonna need a cleanup crew.
That's horrific.
Should we go look at it?
Let's go look at it.
I think you would have cut the top of the heart too with that shot placement, Randall. Man, did it hit any of the bones?
Yeah. You see this rib is broken in there.
But I mean, you push those ribs into that
Oh yeah.
lung material.
The bullet didn't even make contact with that. And you can see the void where that bone was.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the pressure just pulled it in and kind of sucked it in.
I think that's supposed to be lung material.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, lungs are, whenever you pick up something's lungs, it's really just like kind of foam.
Yeah.
There's not much to lungs. Now we're gonna find out what a 277 Sig Fury does to ballistic gel bunny rabbit. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. That probably shows more of like what happens to bone and organ
Inside of a deer.
than that other. Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's less like extraneous gel around the outside of it.
Right.
So you're seeing a lot more bone fragmentation, and I mean, this is all just speculative, but
Wow, is that his ear flapping around there?
yeah, his head traveled backwards before his ears did.
All right, that was rad. What should we shoot next?
I don't know, I'd like to shoot a watermelon. I'll be perfectly honest with you.
You couldn't hit that any better.
Oh, thanks, yeah. It's amazing how symmetrical it is.
Yeah.
From the entrance to the exit, it just folds outward.
We just blow it up. In the video, it looked like it went all the way through because I saw this thing shake a little bit. But now, upon closer inspection, I can see that it actually didn't punch through this last one.
Yeah.
So we got 6 2x8s with 2-inch gaps is what it took to stop that bullet.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what the bullet looks like.
That's the beauty of the AccuBond. That lead core, chemically bonded to the inside of that
But look,
copper
I mean,
jacket.
it's not, can't quite remember which one is which, but they're pretty similar. No matter what they've gone through, we've got similar expansion, similar weight retention. None of them have just broken apart.
No.
But the cinder block might do that to it. What do you think is going to happen when we shoot the cinder block?
I actually think it's just going to pass through.
Oh, you do?
I think we're going to get cinder blocks are so
Porous?
well. They're I don't know if I'd call it porous, but they're so they don't have any elasticity to them. So I think that force is just going to bust.
Huh, and the bullet's going to go right through it. So you think we should have
That's
gel
my
behind
guess.
it or another block behind it to catch the bullet?
Yeah.
All right. There's a lot to say about all this business, isn't there, Randall?
Well, sort of. There's also not that much to say about this. Bullets going through things on a very slow-mo camera are interesting and
It's
cool.
interesting, yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that bullet would take down a bull elk, no problem.
That was my first time shooting that 277 Fury, and it is a fun little cartridge. I mean, it's out of a 308 size case, not a Magnum bolt head, short barrel, but you're getting 3,000 feet per second out of a relatively heavy for caliber projectile.
Yeah. No, it's a nice small little gun with mega impact.
Yeah, and it's not punishing to shoot. I mean, obviously we had a break on it, but it's not punishing to shoot.
This is a great reminder to be safe, because these things are all made to destroy things. This is a great example that it does do that, and that's why you don't point your weapon at anything you don't want to destroy, and you know what's beyond your target, because there's massive devastation caused by these things. Well, thanks for joining me in the fun.
Thanks for having me out to shoot watermelons and wood and cinder blocks and seltzer cans and gallons of water.
Ballistics gel.
And ballistics gel.
I will say the watermelon probably reigns champion as the most exciting, most entertaining thing to watch in slow motion.